One of the most heartbreaking stories I've seen recently is about this person trying to practice and implement minimalism into their life. And everybody has their own reasons to implement a more minimalistic approach, right? But this person recently they were overwhelmed with materialistic things. They wanted to declutter, you know, the whole really general idea of how someone gets into minimalism. Well, this person recently had, I think it was their grandpa or father, I can't remember exactly. One of them passed away, and they passed on to their son or grandson, whatever it was, their fountain pen collection, their vintage fountain pen collection. It was like about 25 to 30 very, very nice, very high class luxury fountain pens. If you know anything about fountain pen, hobbyists, they're very passionate. They value fountain pens a lot, and it's a big deal if someone gifts you their whole collection or passes it on to you once they pass away. It's a big deal. So this person was, I guess you could say, they inherited the fountain pen collection from their relative who passed away. And that was really their item, that all they really had left of that person. That was their last, material thing that represented who that relative was. In that process of practicing minimalism, this person actually ended up feeling pressured to get rid of that collection because they wanted to properly be a minimalist. So they sold it or they donated it, one of the two. Either way, they didn't keep it. They got rid of the collection, and they went on to just feel absolutely regretful. They regretted it. They felt sick to their stomach after they got rid of that collection because they knew right away they did something horribly wrong. They got rid of their grandfather's pen collection for the purpose of simply having less items. And it was gone forever completely. Those stories are so simple but so heartbreaking because, again, you're getting rid of things that have such a high value and that can never be replaced for such a simple, basic purpose of just wanting less things. Stories like that are not uncommon these days. There's a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of misconceptions when it comes to minimalism. And I don't want to sound like an elitist. I never want to sound like a know-it-all. However, being someone who has recently, over the past 4 years or so, who has implemented a minimalistic approach to life, I feel like I have a pretty solid understanding of what the main idea of minimalism is supposed to be. And I just want to prevent and hopefully prevent someone else from making similar mistakes to this because it happens all the time. You can find stories, especially on Reddit. There's a minimalism subreddit, people trying to follow a guideline, some kind of imaginary standard of how many items am I allowed to have to be considered minimalist. People are asking for permission, like what they can own. And it's gotten so out of hand these days. So then what is minimalism? Like, what is it to you, Colin? What do you describe it as? What's the purpose? And it's 3 words: functionality, happiness, and purpose. Those are the 3 keys behind how I determine what materialistic items I want to own. Whenever I do feel like decluttering, I always make sure I'm asking myself those 3 things because I have come very close, especially when you really want to declutter and get rid of things. You kind of have the urge to really just throw away as much as you possibly can or donate as much as you possibly can. But you really need to stop yourself and consider each item because you don't want to make that same mistake. I've almost made the same mistake myself. You really also need to break it down into these 2 categories of essential items and non-essential items. When you ask someone, really anybody in particular, when they think of essential items, they think of water, electricity, a roof over your head. Obviously, those are essential, yes. Essential items are also things that you use on a daily basis, on a consistent basis. And if they provide functionality, happiness, and purpose, we really truly need to be careful when we do have those decluttering sessions. It's not just one decluttering session. You will declutter and you'll get rid of items and slowly accumulate more than you need once again over time. It happens. It happens to me all the time. decluttering sessions are not a one-time thing. It's good to at least dedicate one solid day of every month to just kind of declutter, go over what you have, and really just, in a way, kind of do inventory of your belongings. But all I ask, and all any real true minimalist would ask, is be careful what you get rid of, and don't ask for permission. Don't go online and seek some kind of imaginary guide or rule book or set of standards from either some random person or from some website. It doesn't exist. It really comes down to, what does this item mean to me? Now, if you're on more of a side of almost hoarding level of materialistic things, that will be more of a difficult process, admittedly. And I'm not even making fun of anybody who, potentially does hoard or knows somebody who does hoard. It's not something to make fun of. It's actually really sad to see. And those decluttering sessions that I'm sure we've all seen, whether it's on TV or online, are always super hard for that person because they value too many things. So you need to find a balance. And as the philosophy nerd in me has to say, I've been reading a lot of Aristotle lately, the Nicomachean Ethics. He talks about always maintaining this perfect balance between having excess and then extreme deficiency, and finding the medial area. You never want to be on the side of excess. You never want to be on the side of deficiency. You need to try to make sure you maintain a steady balance between those two things and find a really solid medial ground. I haven't mastered minimalism in the slightest, but I can say practicing it has helped my lifestyle and really just my mental health tenfold. I mean, it really has improved my life for the better. But yes, that is the message I wanted to share. It's a very basic message, as it should be. Minimalism is supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be basic. There's not supposed to be these complicated rules that have all of a sudden formed from these misconceptions and misunderstandings. I hope this helps at least even one person, and especially prevents them from getting rid of things they truly value. Anyways, I can't thank you enough for stopping by and watching today's video. Thank you so much. I truly value your time, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Until next time, later.